Okay, so are we ready to go? Okay, I am going to be using this ceramic burr on these toenails. We're going to give it a try here. I'll get the number later and put it in. It has a C on it, but it looks like it might do the job. I'm trying to see if I can debride, thin, and shorten everything with this little guy here instead of having to use the nippers at all. So I'm going to start, I always start on the little toe and work my way across. Ooh, I like it. It's aggressive, so you have to be very careful with it. I don't have my headlamp on because we're videotaping, so but normally I'd have a headlamp doing this, but I can see enough. Okay. So I have thinned and shortened without using any nipper, which would have been, in my opinion, probably very painful for her. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. Same thing, I kind of start at the back, come forward to thin it, so I can so I'm using more of the side. And then what I like about the way the top is here, just cut straight across, is you can use that at the edges. See how I'm tapping? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to see, this will be a challenge to see if we can do it totally with one burr, no nippers. So that's that little corner that I'm trying to get there, which I think I got just fine. Okay, this one I do more along the edge. It's not as thick. I think this is a much less painful way. Taking nippers under here, you know, may not be horrible, but whoop, there we go. Tickle. That was a tickle. Okay. Yeah.
Lori just texted you.
Oh, okay. What'd she say?
Just said text.
Oh, okay. Okay. She's got her list, but I'll get back to her in a minute. Okay. So, this is how you can use one burr to shorten and thin. Let's see if we can do all 5 of the toes here with this. Okay. A little bit thinner here. And now, ooh, I know the vibration.
It's like going to the dentist.
Yeah. So the only concern, I'm going to put this in reverse for a second. I'm going to go up the inside on this part. My only concern is if this I may have to go into this corner here. Let's see. When I press that, how does that feel? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we are good. Okay, I did it all, and now a little bit of a callus over here. Okay, that's it for that one. So what I'm going to do, I did find an area where I am going to use the nippers to get in there. So I'm going to get a pair of small nippers to get this corner here Yeah, that was, okay, we got that. And since I got them out, I'll just kind of run by all of them, and I'll do this corner just. Yeah, actually that's okay. And that's okay too. Okay, what I'm gonna do though is finish them up with a little diamond burr to smooth them out for finishing. So that was a ceramic burr that pretty much reduced and trimmed everything. Now, whoop, wrong size. Dueling. This is, oh, no, that was the right size, okay. This is the 3/32 diamond burr from Medicool. That is wonderful. And I can kind of clean up, actually this is a little bit of a callus right in there. So you can use diamonds a little bit on the nails. You don't want it to be the primary one because you'll ruin the finish on it. I mean, if it's all you've got, just know it's going to take some of the life off of it. But it is good for finishing up the edges. And I kind of get the edges of the cuticles that are all dried and hard smoothed down a little bit too with this. And then I'll go over to the edge, across, down the side. Okay, that's it. This flat edge, I am going, you don't have to watch me get this out of here. Okay. Oh, all right, I am gonna try this rounded one on this one. So we get to try two different ones and we'll see which one. And I better put my mask up for this. And here we go. So this is the Medicool ceramic burr. I'll get the number for you one way or another. Rounded at the edge. And then this one, you could use a nipper in here because it's pretty thin, but I'm going to try to disintegrate it with this. Ooh, I like this. Very good. So seriously, if you run out of nippers and you've only got a burr, you should be able to do everything eventually with, well, depends on the burr, I guess, but this one's pretty great. I'll finish it off. I will come back with the diamond to finish these. And then yeah, so these are kind of the perfect thing for the, if they were much, much thicker, I'd be using that furry carbide, I call it. It's listed as the professional burrs. They're much more aggressive, but let's see how it, yeah, this one does very nicely. Spinning it. Yeah, not a bad little burr. I like this. I've only been using these ceramic burrs about the last year and not all that often because I didn't have that many. But now, thank you, Steve. Yeah, I've had a wonderful donation to these for our foot care clinics, and so I can try them out. And I really like this. And now I'm going to switch it out for the diamond to clean it up, the finishing. So you usually need a cutter to begin and a diamond to finish up. I like having these flat edges there because you can use the tip at the edge. Dr. Hoyle still has businesses. You know, I don't know what he's up to. I never really knew him that well. Yeah, and there's a little callus over here, so this can gently get that little callus. And this callus is so minor that you could never take a scalpel for that. But this, you can just make it go away before it gets any worse. It was the beginning, like the shadow of a callus. Yeah, this is a nice little set. Ceramics, diamond. Well, you need a little bit of everything because you never know. They're all good. And then I'm going to spray with microcin, okay, which is great stuff. It's hydrogen peroxide based. Ooh, you know what? See at the bottom here, there is a little, it's like a callus cuticle. I just noticed that. So I'm going to go back with my diamond and I am going to and even though it's diamond, I am going to thin this a little bit here. Again, you don't primarily want to use diamonds on thick nails, but okay, so that's just a little, and so I'm going to spray it with the microcin. Curved nails here. I am going to start with a little bit of nipping with a, that's too big. We'll go with this one. Okay, I'm going to get some of the length off with a pair of nippers that I have here. So I just take little bites. And I always start with the left foot with the little toe and just go around. Yeah, it gives me some sort of... Now this is a little tricky because of the curving, yeah. What I'll do.
It's fascinating how each person's toes are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, how they evolve.
Yeah. So I'm going to do this one with the, I'm going to do the rest with the burrs. I tell you. And the one I'm going to do...
I know. She is stocked up with equipment.
That's my game. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, which is on the more, not the more medical, the medical site. I'll get you a number on this, but we're going to use this burr. Oops, I've got too many drills here. All right, here we go. So I'm just kind of finishing off the edge on this one, which I cut with the nippers. And this one here that's so thick, I love the tip of this burr. because you can get the length off with a lot of control. You can go really light, and then you can press harder on the nail. And I will put it in reverse right now. This is why it's so important to have a drill with reverse. And the reverse will allow me to go up. I call it up the inside because it's going in the other direction. It's much safer. So I start at the tip and go up. And thin it out a little bit here. Okay, now I'm going to go straight again. And this one I didn't really cut, did I, with the nippers? No, this one I'm going to take off the length with the tip of this burr. Yeah, you just don't want to keep it in one spot too long or it can get too hot.
Keep moving it.
Yeah. You can press a little harder at the thick nail part, but when you're doing the tips like this, a little bit more delicate. And then I'll come back with a diamond and finish it off too. Okay, now on the big nail, we will even out this front one. See, this would be very uncomfortable if I was to put nippers under there, so it's easier to disintegrate it. But I'm also going to use the diamond on this too. So I'm going to switch this out, go over to my other drill. They're both the same drill, but two different hand pieces. And this already, oh, no, that's a dirty diamond. Okay. All right. So, the diamond just kind of is the finishing touch to smooth out the edges. So again, just in case there's any micro lesions, I do post-care always with the microcin, which is a hydrogen peroxide based. Ooh, I feel a callus. I didn't, okay, so I gotta go back and do, big callus down here, which I will do with a furry carbide. Again, this is such a kind of an unusual callus. It would be very much of a challenge, I think, to use a scalpel on this. And I want people to know, I did use a scalpel for 6, 7, 8 years. I used it before I used the drills because I didn't know anything about the drills. So there's a lot of thoughts. People just seem to love their scalpels and don't want to let them go, and I don't know why that is.
What they're used to.
Yeah, but you have to be open-minded for other techniques if they're, I mean, okay, so I used a scalpel for 6, 7, 8 years. I've used this for the remainder of the 24 years worth, and I'd never go back to a scalpel. I will never use a scalpel on anybody again unless that's all that I had, and whatever. Because this is just safer, better. I think it...
More efficient.
Yeah, more comfortable to the patient. Okay, and I'm going to switch it out now to the diamond for finishing. Come in. Hello. Who we got? Hi. Hi there. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. No worries. This is a reality show. Okay, so this is much better. Okay, no problem. Your voice will be on. Oh, yeah. See the difference?
Yeah. Much.
Yeah. Yeah, no way would I take a scalpel to this. So, all you scalpel lovers, get over it. Open up your minds. Be prepared. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but so much better. Okay. Right foot, Mr. King's right foot. And I am going to use the furry carbide here. And this is a little bit of callusing here. Again, another example of like I'd never take a scalpel to this. But with this, I can reduce some of the thickness. And then I will finish it with the diamond, which I could be using a bigger one, but since I've already got this one on. And my potato peeler hold, which gives me more control over the edge. If you can see, I'm using the edge on the callus edge. Yeah, this would be very hard to pair with a callus. So I'm guessing that most people would just leave that as is and tell the people to use a pumice stone or a foot file. But here, with this handy dandy file, oh, that's fabulous. Okay, now we're gonna, I'll use nippers a little bit here. If you can get under the edge easily, you know, it is good to take off some of the length. If you, now that's too tight, and that's too tight. So I'm gonna go back with the, I'll go back to my furry carbide. There. Okay, so we'll start with the big toe. So you want to thin and shorten and smooth. Thin, shorten, smooth. And many times you can accomplish it with just one burr, but sometimes you have to have a couple. So what I'm going to do is do all of them with this first, and then I'll come back with the diamond.
I was looking at texture this
You were, and
morning. Amazing. 5 minutes.
I am.
5 minutes more.
Good timing. Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you. I kind of got sidetracked. It's happening a lot to me lately. Okay, so we're getting some of the length down. This is a little tricky. Yeah, I'm kind of etching in where I want it to end there, but I'll finish it with the diamond, I think. Extend this one a little bit. And now I'll switch to the diamond. Okay. Yeah, here's that one. See, I can kind of do the edge. There's many ways to, I hate to say it, skin a cat, debride a nail. I mean, it really just depends on what equipment you have, and you got to be creative. And if you've run out of nippers, then you should be able to do it all with a burr. And if you don't have burrs, you should be able to do it all with a nipper to some extent. Okay. And really important, I know I'm not using my headlamp now, but I always strongly suggest you use a headlamp, and I have my magnifiers. I loved it. One of the commenters said, "Oh, you have glasses for your glasses." Yes, I do.
Glasses upon glasses.
Yeah. Okay. Almost done. So everything's kind of smoothed and hopefully won't catch on the bedding for a while. Okay, and we did the callus back there, and that was it. Okay, so I'll finish it with the microcin for any microabrasions, a little bit of alpricin. Oop, I'm finding a little hidden callus I didn't get. This is why it's always good to, you can hardly even see it, but I can feel it right there.
Feel around as you're
Yeah.
putting
So
on
I'll do it with this since I have it. What's really interesting is when you do enough of these, you can feel the density of the callus by the resistance that you're getting at the tip, and then you know how to press a little. You can tell it's thicker in one area, like it's really thin up here, but it's thicker right here, so I can put a little bit more pressure where it's thicker. Again, I couldn't even imagine doing the scalpel over this. There's just so much. I can still feel a little
bit of thickness
right in there. Okay, that's as far as I'm going to go today. Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. King.
Very good.
All righty.
Feels good.